Minister, I first want to place on record my appreciation for the commencement matter that you personally came here to deal with respect to our SA's pay. I also want to place on record the job that your department has done since the financial crisis. None of us actually like the job they do because it impacts everything we try to do, but at the end of the day they do it for the public good. They do it in order to keep this state going, and they did help us get out of a crisis. I sometimes think we should lighten the reins a little bit now, but nonetheless I do want to put on record that I do understand everything that was done in the past was done with a view to getting this country back on its feet. So for that, I understand the position they take. The role of the Senate was largely seen as a part-time role, and as such secretarial assistance was provided because, first and foremost, the idea for the Senate was that we would not involve ourselves in local politics, if you want, that we would act at national politics level. So I want to take it from that perspective. And my colleague Senator Higgins has just outlined the work our secretarial assistants or our personal assistants do for us. And you couldn't quantify it. They are everything from a PhD researcher through to a secretary and anything in between. The level of commitment, if this House is sitting until 8 o'clock at night, our assistants are there to assist us the whole way through. It's part of the job they do, it's part of what they take on when they take the job. I understand that one of the chief concerns in PER will be if we make a change to the terms and conditions of employment, what are the knock-on effects? Because that's the role of PER, to sort of see into the future and see if there will be knock-on effects. What I want to suggest to you today is that there is no knock-on effect by looking after, and I appreciate it's the Commission must come to you, not the other way around, but there is no knock-on effect. So when the Commission come with a proposal, and I would hope that they would come to regrade our people as personal assistants in the same salary category as those that are working in the Dáil, right? And the reason for that is quite clear. The work they do is not secretarial work. It's far, far more important than that. And as my colleague Senator Higgins has said, 50% of the legislation, or should we say 50% of the debate of legislation, all legislation in this country, passes through this House. So it is of equal standing when we're talking about national politics as the Dáil is with respect to legislation. So if somebody comes to you with an argument, oh Minister, if we do this, there will be a demand from A, B, C and D. There can't be. Because the group we're talking about are unique. They're unique to us. The government, in their wisdom, issued a statutory instrument in 2012 or 2013. It impacted me when I came here. I think I was the first member of the Seanad that was prevented from carrying on my professional career when I came here. I had two choices: take my seat in the Oireachtas or take a career break. With a career break, or refuse the seat and go back to my teaching job. Right? So the Oireachtas told me this job was full-time. And it told me, if it's full-time for me, it's certainly full-time for my PA. And that's why I believe that the argument we're putting forward, which is not really against your bill here, it's one that the Commission needs to listen to, because they need to come to you with a proposal. And this is why, in particular, the amendment number 1 there is vitally important, that you are in a position to come back to the Oireachtas and tell us within 6 months what has been done. And one of the key reasons why that's there, I was on the Commission in the last Parliament, and I think we brought this up in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, and nothing has been done with it since then. And that's simply not good enough. And you made the position of your department very clear here the other day, and I fully respect you can do nothing until somebody comes to you with a proposal. So it's up to the Commission now to come to you. You're putting additional finance into the Oireachtas now making it available to it to carry out the work it does. It is now up to the Commission to look at how that finance can be used and to regrade our secretarial assistants to personal assistants and put them on the same salary scale as personal assistants in the Dáil. I think it's fair that we don't have two. I think one is quite sufficient for us, but the one we have must be recognised as a personal assistant and not as a secretarial assistant. I spent the last years of my working life prior to coming into the Oireachtas at the head of a trade union. And I'm fully aware of the arguments that will be made with respect to contagion and knock-on effects and all that. In this particular case, I defy anybody to put an argument to me that says this will impact any other personnel involved in administration in this House, because it is only members of the Seanad we're talking about. It is only those that work for the Seanad. I could go on all day and talk about what my particular employee does, and I don't like to think of her as an employee. I think of her as a partner. She's just a poorly paid partner. And the work she does keeps me afloat, keeps me at the right meetings at the right time, makes sure that when legislation is coming down, I'm aware of what legislation is coming down. I've had a chance to go through it, consider amendments, put forward my own amendments, seek cross-house participation or support in anything we try to do. And in fairness, this House does that rather well. So I will leave it at that, Minister. Really, the argument we're putting forward here today is through you to the Commission, in the hope that the Commission will come back to you and that you will be able to fulfil the 3 amendments that are here. Thank you very much.